What's up, beautiful people? This is Prince, and welcome to Be Real, Raw, and Weird with BOMAACHI. And here, for the first time, we have a guest, and his name is Kush Shah. He is the owner and founder of Those Bros and Bros Creamery. What is it about? He'll let you know. So, Kush, why don't you tell us about yourself and what you do?
Hi guys, Prince, thank you so much for having me here.
Yes, sir.
It's a pleasure to be here on your first podcast,
Yeah, glad.
and really great to be connected with you, and just proud of what you've done here.
Thank you so much, man.
My Those Bros Fresh Mexican Grill, is a chain of Mexican restaurants. We started in 2015, Cleveland, Tennessee, small town. Today our brand has grown to more than 30 units across 7 states in US.
Wow.
And we have 2 outlets here in Ahmedabad, one on SBR and one in the Ahmedabad One Mall.
Yeah, true.
We also have another outlet opening in Vancouver, Canada. So shortly, we'll have presence in 3
Wow.
countries.
Crazy.
It's geared towards, it's a health eatery. The concept is, make your own, sort of customize your own bowls, and it's geared more towards Mexican food. More premium version of a Subway, if I can make it easier. And the Bros Creamery is actually my pilot project, first of a kind. It's top of the line ice creams and top of the line coffees. We try to call it the Rolls Royce of coffees and ice creams. We use one of the best machines in the world, for brewing coffees, and our beans are coming from Chikmagaluru, roasted by a roaster in Bangalore. And our ice creams as well, just phenomenal. You can choose, customize again. Customizing is the new trend, and you can customize your own flavors. And there's more than 25,000 combinations possible. So that's what
Crazy.
the both brands are about.
Crazy. And I've been to both the places. The Mexican food is unmatchable, I can say. It is the perfect essence of a proper Mexican food. जहाँ आप कहीं और खाते हो वो मैक्सिकन फूड नहीं है, यहाँ एक बार ट्राई करो, गारंटी के साथ देयर इज़ नो गोइंग बैक. Even the ice creams, so the concept is really cool with their ice creams. They have around 2 to 3 flavors.
You choose chocolate or vanilla as your base.
Yeah.
And then we've procured 50 of the world's best toppings. Like our pistas are from Iran.
Yeah.
Our chocolate is from Belgium.
Crazy.
Our fruits, we got some exotic fruits. So people can just pick and choose, and we blend it specially for you in the machine.
Yeah.
We have specialized machines, and
So it'll taste like an ice cream altogether. You can pick how many toppings you want. फिर सब बन के एक आइसक्रीम बनेगा और टेस्ट अनमैच, मतलब करेक्ट टेस्ट होगा. एक बार वो भी ट्राई करो. एंड सो हियर वी गोना टॉक अबाउट, सो दिस इज कुश एंड दिस इज व्हाट ही डज, एंड नाउ वील गेट टू नो ऑन हाउ ही स्टार्टेड, व्हाट ही वेंट थ्रू, एंड how easy or difficult it is to sustain, and what he did to sustain, what he did to grow, what makes him a firm believer of what he does, as in the brick and mortar thing that he told me. The first question is, how did you get into and you are a chef as well, right?
That's correct.
That is crazy.
Not a lot of people know that, but yeah.
He's a chef, he's an entrepreneur, he owns so many things, and he was a basketball player back then. So how did you get into what you're doing today?
Prince, it's the journey, started out, grew up, born and brought up in Ahmedabad.
Yeah.
Being an athlete, throughout my life, playing different sports. Basketball was the one that I really excelled at. And, sports has been a very integral part of my life, my journey, where I am today, because it just, it teaches you to lose early on in your life.
Wow, that is a great
And
insight. Yeah,
to
true.
not give up.
True.
You lose, you have a bad day, you come back, you rethink the whole process,
Wow.
you work hard at it, and next time you go even harder. And I think that teaches you so much in itself in a young age.
Yep,
that
true.
it just builds a great character, especially.
Yeah.
So I really encourage a lot of young kids to just play sports, or parents
Any
to
kind.
play any sports. Just
Yeah.
because life is all about losing, right?
True.
Life is all
Wow.
about how to deal with
Yeah.
the days that are not great. And
Appreciate.
those that one good day in 10 days or 15 days becomes the highlight, and you just keep on going. You know,
Yeah.
you just keep on moving forward to staying positive and
Well
staying
said.
in the process.
You
But-
gotta learn to love to lose.
Absolutely.
I heard that, yeah.
You have to, and it just makes you better. You know,
Yeah.
losing, failing, it just makes you stronger. It makes you better, and I think it takes you higher.
So true, so true.
So you know, that's where it started. Then I went, you know, I went for my higher studies on basketball scholarship to US. I was in town, Nebraska. You know,
Wow.
I was there for a couple of years. You know, got into the hospitality industry.
From
Started,
then and there.
yeah, you know, the only job I could have there,
I see.
because I didn't have a work permit, was
Yeah.
to sweep and mop and wash dishes for
Makes sense.
my university cafe.
Wow.
So that's what I did for a few months.
Wow.
After that, you know, I went on to serving, you know, waiting tables.
Nice.
And from there, you know, my company
Crazy.
really got impressed, and I became a bartender.
Wow.
And
Okay.
you know, you make crazy tips and really good money.
So true, so
It
true.
was, you know, really fascinating to be in that industry. I was working for
Yeah.
one of the best steakhouses in town,
Wow.
and you know, got to learn the kitchen, and you know, so forth. My journey continued, and you know, just I felt that was my calling, that was my passion.
Wow.
And you know, just growing up as a kid, you know, I come from a very foodie family. You know, I would sit with my mom on the kitchen platform and do my homework, and you know, she'll be just monitoring stuff and studying,
Wow.
and just watching my mom cook.
That's crazy.
And you know, I think that just
Yeah.
instigated, you know, this love for food, you know, in my life.
Wow.
And you know, always been, you know, I love talking, interacting with people, and you know, my friends, my people have been a very integral part. You know, just love sharing stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that, you know, with the restaurant industry, the food and the people, and I think it just came naturally to me. I think that probably was my passion, you know, since I
Wow.
was a kid. So
That's crazy that you figured that out, you know, at that age or something.
yeah, I guess, you know, because you know, I wasn't great at school, so you know,
Oh,
I had to be
okay.
good at something, I guess, you know. So
Fair.
so
Makes
you know, I
sense.
guess, you know, I just figured out that, you know what, if I'm following my passion, you know,
Yeah.
it's rewarding me pretty well.
Yeah, that's cool.
And,
That is a great advice. That is a great advice.
I live by that saying, you know,
Yeah.
make your passion your profession,
Wow.
and you never have to work a day in your life.
True shit.
So I
true shit.
live by it, you know.
That's what we're doing right now.
True.
True. Yeah, so I'll tell you an interesting story that I was in London for a year, okay? And I did the same stuff. I've done bartending as well. I've done waitering, and I've done you know, leaflets, like leafletting, like at
Amazing.
the station. I remember there was a railway station, Kensington, South Kensington, or somewhere in London, and and that was the first time I was doing that.
Sure.
They gave me like a bunch of pamphlets, and they were like, you have to distribute this. And I was an introvert guy. ठीक है, तब मैं इतना what I am today, I
Right.
was not that back then.
Sure.
But it was so crazy. I was dancing after an hour and just giving out pamphlets of like dancing and all that. So I've done all that stuff, which made me believe that I do love people, but in a way where I have some, you know, some authority that okay, people have come to my place. They want to see. I need to make sure that they have a good time.
Sure.
They find the best things. So that is how I got up into all this stuff. But yeah, crazy man.
So coming to this, you know, and just
Yeah.
discussing this, you know, just gives me a little glimpse of how important I always used to think, you know, when I read about CEOs or very
Yeah.
successful entrepreneurs,
Mm.
they have somewhere or the other waited tables or bartended in their
Yeah,
life,
yeah.
because at peak positions or being extremely successful, it's all down to human management and human skills.
Yep.
And I think, you know, just waiting tables
Yeah.
and bartending,
Yeah.
it just gives you a glimpse and makes you learn to interact with different genres of people
In
and
different-
understanding
yeah,
their
yeah.
body language, you know, and just their stories.
True.
And man, it's just over the years, you know, just, you know, I bartended for a couple of years,
Wow.
and just the kind of people and stories,
That
and
you
you know,
made.
just
Nice.
it just
I understand.
builds you, man. You know,
Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
you know, I think that I think is really important
Yeah.
to learn how to manage people. If you don't learn how to manage people in life,
It'll be
you know,
difficult.
it's
Yeah, yeah,
it's gonna be
understood.
hard for you to be successful.
True.
So,
And also all that stuff that you just said, the best part is it makes you humble. it like when we did the waiting thing, like, you know, now when we go to the restaurant and we see the same waiters,
Correct.
we will see them in a different way. We will be
Absolutely.
respecting them, and which is very rare that people don't know what they go through,
I
what they
agree.
have to do. So just to do that, to be humble is necessary, and I think being humble and being kind is the most important thing, which we got to learn from what we did back in time. Yeah,
I think that's, I think you brought up a great point, because
Yeah.
my mentor, always says that beyond anything else, just be a good human being.
true shit.
That's the utmost important thing in life.
100%. Yeah, so crazy. That was his journey, and he's been to different paths and did different things, from athlete to being a chef and now owning so much big stuff. It is a long journey, so which makes me say this statement that life is a marathon and not a race. So take your time and don't think it's a race. It is a marathon. Just you have to be the last person, and you have to sustain and stay in the lane. Stay in the lane as in stay in the race. ठीक है, वो थोड़ा वो हो गया fumble.
So coming back to the journey,
Yeah.
I need to
Sure.
finish it up, because
100%.
I think so then going to the US, and doing waiting tables and stuff, and just working my way up.
Did you learn the chef part?
Chef part at the I always
Later.
used to living in US by yourself.
Okay.
You have to
fair.
being a foodie.
Fair.
And being in Nebraska, which is a town out of nowhere, there's
Oh,
no
okay.
Indian restaurants. There's
I
like
see.
barely 10 Indian people in the whole town.
Oh, okay.
I had to learn how to cook.
Cook.
Eggs and pav bhaji and just the basic
Everything.
stuff, chicken curry and just stuff like that. So it's all started from there. And then in the steakhouse, I spent quite whenever my manager was short or something, someone called out, I would always stand up and just be
Wow.
there for him. So I started eventually learning the kitchen part as well. I'm not classically trained chef, but
Oh,
there's
okay.
nothing in this world that I cannot
Right.
cook.
That's crazy.
So all the recipes,
learn from
Dos
that.
Bros, have been developed by me. The
Wow.
whole concept at the Creamery has been developed by me.
Wow.
And I'm an avid food traveler. So I keep on
Yeah, I see
learning
that.
constantly. Traveling, coaching myself,
Yeah.
and
Tasting new stuff.
Yeah, man. Just you gotta keep yourself. As an entrepreneur, it's really tough because you don't have a boss.
Yeah.
So how are you gonna learn?
Yeah.
So you have
true,
to
man.
motivate yourself, and just constantly keep on coaching yourself as much as you can
I
to
feel
get
this.
better, because you can just suddenly lose that humbleness, like you said, and just
Yeah.
feel that you know everything. But
So true, so
you just forget to evolve then. If you
Yeah.
get in that cloud,
Wow.
it's really important to just stay focused and keep on learning and educating yourself every day to get better. So long story short, from there I got into upper management with the company. Then I moved back to India. I opened up my own restaurant in Ahmedabad called Lounge 9.
Okay.
And
Where was it?
That was at IIM Crossroads.
Okay. Fair.
So operated that for 2-3 years. That went on for 6-7 years.
Wow.
But in the meantime, in the process, then I shifted to Australia.
Oh, okay.
Got married and shifted to Australia.
Wow.
And I was in Australia, for a couple of years.
Crazy.
My wife didn't enjoy there, so we guys ended up moving back to Ahmedabad.
Crazy.
And I was managing a couple of top brands here, helping them expand here.
I see.
Finally, in 2012, I was like, dude, I got to do my own entrepreneur journey now.
Got it.
And 2012 is when I shifted back again to US.
Okay.
And started out with a frozen yogurt store
Fair.
that flopped and made me go bankrupt. I think in 2013. I think was probably one of my worst years.
Okay. In
Because
2000?
in 2013.
Wow.
2013, yeah.
Wow.
And
Frozen yogurt again in Ahmedabad. right?
frozen yogurt in US.
Oh, okay.
In Chattanooga, in a town called Chattanooga.
And that failed. Okay.
And that failed miserably.
Wow.
Like it was
Crazy.
just poor choice of location.
I see.
But the great part was, I made an amazing friend, who's my co-founder today and my business partner, Milan Patel. And, we guys connected over basketball again.
Okay.
And, he is from Indian background as well, born in Canada and brought up in Alabama. And, we just clicked really well. And, he helped me with, the inception of my yogurt store. And he loved my store so much that he was like, bro, I want to partner up with you.
We can do
And, eventually my store ended up failing, but he loved what I did. And he is one of the inspirations. My wife, my friends, my family. Having great set of people behind you in those downtimes is really, I think,
important.
what made me make a comeback.
So true.
And they always believed in me, and just backing my vision up. And that's how the inception of Dose Bros happened. Is just got inspired by
That
it.
was which year?
2014 is when we started incepting it.
Wow.
And 2015, I did research for about a year, before getting in, because I didn't want to fail again. So I was like, dude,
makes sense.
I better, this is my last chance, before I have to go and back and work for someone else, because I was good at doing that as well. And, managing hundreds of employees and, getting salary, getting weekends off. But this was my last chance. And I was like, I better make it count. So, that's what happened. And that's what led to, the creation of Dose Bros. And 2015 we started, and was received successfully, and haven't had to look back.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man! Really great stuff.
Thank you, bro.
And journey is madness. I mean, now that I see my journey, I have a lot more to work and achieve and all that stuff. That is crazy. So another question is, okay, you already talked about this, but that you failed in your first thing.
Mm-hmm.
But there might be challenges that you faced when you opened Dose Bros. Even if not in States, let's see.
Sure.
You need, just a second. Yeah, you need that confidence and something that made you open the same stuff in Ahmedabad, because the crowd is totally different, right?
Correct.
It is not that easy to make people of Ahmedabad, accept such different type of food. It is not easy for any place.
But it's very interesting, man.
Yeah.
It was, when we, there's a company out of, there's partners out of New York and Canada that ended up buying rights to Dose Bros for India. And, the guy was an acquaintance of mine, and then eventually I decided a year and a half ago to move back to Ahmedabad.
Got it.
And, become, buy equity into the same company.
Got it.
And the thing is that our identified market to launch an American brand in India was Bangalore. But me and Manish, both of us happened to be from Ahmedabad. The reason we decided to launch Dose Bros against all odds is just for our emotional satisfaction and the love for our city.
This is the best part. Now continue. I will say the same stuff from my side as well. Crazy.
And people have followed. A lot of people have followed my journey through Facebook.
Yeah.
I know a lot of just being in restaurant industry. You're just in the public forum in a way. A lot of people know you, and just I always was just thought that this is what my journey is. I always wanted to show my friends, my close relatives, my loved ones, this is what my journey is all about, and this is how I have gotten here.
Got it.
And man, I'm telling you something that I just followed my gut instinct, and just launched my brand here. And man, I can't thank Ahmedabad people enough for the amazing response and how well we have been received in Ahmedabad, and the love that they have shown, because it's a completely different product. The Mexican food that we are serving is very authentic to the American palate, and I have not changed the recipes much coming to Ahmedabad, because I wanted to show my youth and my audience what the world cuisine is all about. And that's what my vision is to bring these different authentic concepts to Ahmedabad, and that was the reason to launch Creamery. And if you try my coffee, they're absolutely European style. It's got that dark, blend, dark aroma. Even the ice creams, are just very creamy.
True shit.
And just a different, it's a completely different product. And I want to show my guys, what when they travel like I did, and left my country to go to another country, they should not feel different. They should exactly walk in and know what to do in there.
Wow, that is a very good point. Wow, loved it.
And that was my main core message. And I just feel like anything that I do, I think has in life has to have a social message. And my brand has gluten-free options. We got vegan options. We guys have Jain options, and I just wanted to revolutionize the Ahmedabad food scene, because I'm just getting tired of the same menus, serving 300-400 items and doing half-ass job on every item. Rather than that, what we specialize is on 10-15 items, but I'm gonna give you the best of those 15 items.
Crazy, madness. So again, when you said the reason to pick Ahmedabad, it is the same case for me. Okay, I have been doing this since last 2.5 years. Online only, okay, and online we've been selling. The best market to enter offline for me was either Mumbai and then Delhi, and then it was Ahmedabad. But I was like, if it is my first store, and if I'm from Ahmedabad, and if there's nothing like this in Ahmedabad, I want the people of Ahmedabad to experience the same stuff that people of different cities are experiencing.
Amazing, man.
That is the only reason that I started my first store here in Ahmedabad.
Wow.
And again, the love and support is madness. I mean, it is really good. The journey is crazy. We've just started, and
guys, I'm telling you, man, that I'm in a different point in my life where I have a brand backing me up.
Yeah.
But it's really brave for you to actually start your first location just out of love in the city that we belong to. So I think, guys, that's just unbelievable. I mean, kudos to you, man. I wish I had the balls to do that early on.
Sure. Thank you so much, man. This is the reason that we started in Ahmedabad. और देखो अहमदाबाद में क्या क्या चीज़ बन रही है, ठीक है. आओ सब जगह, ब्रोस क्रीमरी, डोज ब्रोस, बोमाकी, सब जगह जाओ, सब खरीदो, सब खाओ, सब पियो. ये कंपलसरी है. तो फिर हम और चीज़ें बनाएंगे आपके लिए. He will come up with more different ideas so that you can taste new stuff in Ahmedabad. I will come up with different designs and different stores in Ahmedabad. Why not? So next question. How do you stay motivated? ठीक है. There are times. I'll tell you my thing. Like, I don't be surrounded by people.
Sure.
With people. I'm not saying that I don't like that, but I'm not that guy who is surrounded by people every time. So people don't know my journey of what the things that I go through on the daily basis, physically, mentally, or whatever. But I'll tell how I get motivated. But before that, I would want you to tell the audience that how do you stay motivated.
So Prince, I'll tell you something interesting. When my first location, when we started the journey in 2015 with Dose Bros, my vision was to be the best restaurant in town where we started. Not in terms of sales, but in terms of serving the best quality food that I could to my community. And to being one of the best places to work in town for my staff, and for my community to have a health friendly eating concept in town.
Makes sense.
So the thing is, there's different things, and there's different stuff in your life. And there's something I'll share very interesting is I spent my 20s chasing money, but the day that I started chasing my passion is when money started following me.
Madness.
So, that's, I think, very important to have that vision and to have that willingness of doing something selfless.
True.
For the community, for the people that you're associated with. And that's really what keeps me motivated. Today, I've built a brand, where we are employing over 1,000 people. And, there's 1,000 lives that are being touched by my brand or by my product or by the decisions that I make.
Wow.
And I think that now has just become like my food for motivation.
Wow.
And that's what I wake up to and, live to. And just taking this, this health eatery to all of India is, what my... now we're growing in different countries as well. So, that's what our end goal is, to just, provide health options for the society, create a great work environment, for people to live their lives and work and, just be a part of this amazing community. Madness. So I think that's what keeps me going.
Madness. Never thought of it that way. That these many lives are associated with what you decide on the decisions you make. And that That is,
And eventually, Prince,
wow.
no matter what you do, man, any entrepreneurs that you see in the world,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's all about the human legacy that they leave behind.
Yeah.
Because
Legacy.
you see everyone getting into philanthropy, and just developing stuff for the future, and eventually, I guess that journey, does, eventually, that is what becomes your motivation in a way. Because at the end of the day, I'm nothing without my employees or
Yeah.
my team. I'm zero.
Makes sense.
I can't be sitting here and operating a brand worldwide, and it just all comes down to human lives at the end of the day.
True. So true. That was great one, man. I'm still processing that. It is a very good insight of how you need no one to be motivated because you have so many lives in your hands. Crazy. So I guess it is a second last question. It's a very short one. What is your long-term goal? Like, where do you plan to go? Like, I've seen you are already there in 3 countries right now. What is your end goal or something?
My end goal, man, is to provide living for as many families as I can in my life, and just expand my brand
Got
and take this food to as many people as I can. And like I said, that it's been my dream to bring the international food scene to the city that I belong to and to the youth that is in Ahmedabad, and showcase them what the world food scene is about, and then eventually take that in all of India.
Yeah. that
Because
is
I
absolutely-
belong to this country, and
Yeah.
that's at the end of the day who I am.
Yeah.
And just make my country a better place, and make the food scene elevate to the world level, where people feel that India is the place where you need to get inspired and learn from.
Crazy. So you're gonna start those bros in different cities as well, right? Not just Gujarat.
We will. Mumbai is going to be the next
Crazy.
city that
Yeah,
we are
you heard it.
planning on incepting
Fair.
our bros in.
Makes sense. And I guess you have given hell lot of insights and advices to the youth and the people that will be watching. But one piece of advice or one quote that you live by, that you think that they should listen to every day or they should believe in to get going.
So, bro, there's 4 things I would say that are key in any entrepreneur or anyone in life becoming successful.
Got it?
Number 1, I've reiterated myself many times, that passion. You need to follow your passion. You need to be passionate about what your hobbies are, or make something. Always. Number 2 is, I believe, that do not have a plan B, because you got to give 110% to what you believe in your life.
Okay.
Number 3 is, there's no substitute for hard work. And number 4 is, just be honest to yourself and to people around you.
Nice.
And this, I feel, is the perfect formula for any successful
Well said,
entrepreneur.
man. I don't think it can be said any better. Well said. It was great to have such a beautiful chat with you, and I hope we'll do this once again soon with more stuff and maybe a couple of more people with us. And thank you for being here in our first podcast as a guest. It was lovely to have you, Kush. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Nice
so much,
meeting
bro.
you.
Great. Glad
Yeah.
you invited me, and it's been a pleasure talking.
Likewise. Thank you. So this was our first podcast with our first guest, Kush, and it was lovely having him. And hope to see you in the next one. Till then, like, share, subscribe और वो bell button जो भी बोलते हैं वो भी कर लो. And much love. Bye.